Hi, everyone, and welcome to our third wellness workshop. Yay! I just want to say this workshop is being recorded. Let me add into Amber 1 second. And it's going to be put on our social media and our website. So since we last saw each other, we have some pretty big updates. Make Health Your Hobby is now an official LLC. It got approved last week, so that's pretty cool. And then as a reminder, I just want to say, I am a Dr. Sears certified health coach, currently taking classes to become a master health coach, and that ends in August. And then other exciting news is that you may have received via email is a save the date. We're planning a launch event for Saturday, August 27th. So let me click it. So our goal for this event is for people to learn about wellness, and we're inviting some vendors who meal prep, who are fitness instructors, and are beauty gurus for a fun Saturday morning. If you're looking to get involved or know of any potential vendors, please feel free to shoot us an email. Our contact information is on the screen. I also wanted to take some time today to re-emphasize the 4 pillars of health coaching, which is lifestyle, attitude, activity, and nutrition. Tonight, we'll be kicking off the workshop with a quote from poet Dr. Seuss, and here it is. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. So for tonight, we have a fun and interactive workshop where we're going to be introducing the concept of traffic light eating. But before we get started, I do have a quick poll for you guys. So let me launch it really quickly. It's going to pop up on your screen. So the poll is, how is everyone feeling tonight on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being not so good to 3 feeling great, regarding our last workshop on potassium-rich foods and the benefits of smoothies? So I'll give you guys a couple seconds to answer the poll. Okay, so it looks like we're getting mixed feelings on it. So the majority of you guys said maybe a 2. So I wanted to open the floor really quickly if you guys have any questions on what we talked about at our last workshop when we talked about potassium-rich foods and some of the benefits that a smoothie can make. So if anyone has questions, feel free to ask it right now. Oh, also you guys are on mute, so if you're asking a question, I can't hear you. No. Okay, so we'll skip ahead, and then if you guys have any questions, there's always opportunity to ask more questions. So 1 second, let me skip it. Okay, so here is traffic light eating. We're gonna first talk about green. Green means go. So these foods are best sources of nutrients. And also, I know we talked about at the last workshop some ways that we can streamline cooking and ideas to meal prep. So here's some quick and easy veggies tips. If you cook vegetables lightly to maintain their bright color, the more crunchy the veggie is, the more nutrients that carry. And then secondly, health is where the color is. So aim for small fruits and vegetables like a cherry tomato, because the more colorful the skin is, the higher it is in antioxidants. You can supplement your deficiencies with real foods versus taking a capsule. And one of the nutrients that people are often deficient is in folate. So I do have another poll for you guys just to keep you guys engaged. So let me launch that real quick. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but feel free to take your time. So let me launch it really quick. So the poll is, what does the nutrient folate do for the body? Is it A, aids in the formation of collagen, B, improves digestion, or C, helps improve brain health and can also help with depression, mental fatigue, and irritability? I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer that question. Okay, so let me end this poll. And looks like the majority of you guys did say C, which helps improve brain health and can also help with depression, mental fatigue, and irritability. And that is correct. Let's see. So the folate-rich foods can improve brain health and reduce the risk of all those listed above. And then let me move this so you guys can see on the screen. Before I move on, I just want to ask if there's any questions on some green light foods. So is there any questions that you guys might have about that?
What foods would folate be in?
So those are our green leafy foods. They're spinach, collard greens, asparagus. So those are the main ones that I can think of off the top of my head. And then the green light foods are primarily vegetables and fruits. They're the ones that are grown naturally and not in manufacturers. But yeah. Any other questions? I feel like this group is so quiet. Julia, where's your questions at? Okay, so next we're gonna go into yellow light foods. But before we do that, I do have another poll for you guys. Let me pick that up right now. 1 second. Oh, and Janely, yes.
Is folate the same thing as folic acid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Life cereal has a lot of it.
What is it? Which cereal?
Life cereal, because I used to eat it a lot when I was pregnant because I needed folic
Ooh.
acid.
Yeah, that was another benefit of folate or folic acid is it's really good for people who are pregnant because it helps with their brain development. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that cereal probably had like fortified like folic acid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Okay, let me move this. There we go. So let me launch this poll really quickly. Let's see. This is our last poll for tonight, so I'll stop asking questions. Okay. So does the brain need carbs? Well, it looks like we got almost everyone to participate and everyone did say yes. So that is the correct answer. Good job. Good job. So the brain needs a right carb diet and not a low carb diet. Most carbs can be eaten every day, just not too much of it. We like to think of these foods as yellow light foods and meaning slow down foods. So those are the benefits that are listed on the screen. And then let's see, one second. Most of what is listed on the screen are what we call smart carbs or slow release carbs. Smart carbs have 2 or 3 partners like protein, fiber, and fat. Protein, fiber, and fat are important partners for a carb because it keeps the carb from rushing into the brain too fast and getting the brain too excited. I also wanted to take a quick moment to talk about the nutrition facts that can be found on some of the food. When looking at the label, aim for low sodium. Kentucky Inclusive Health collaborated with Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, noted that low sodium is less than 140 milligrams per serving. And then lastly, when looking at the nutrition facts, aim for 3 or more grams of protein and also aim for 3 or more grams of fiber. Like we mentioned before, carb needs their partner, which could be either protein, fiber, or fats. Sorry, Chloe, 1 second. Okay, so next slide. Next is the last category of the Dr. Sears traffic light eating activity, which is also red light foods. For red light foods, we encourage you to stop and think. These are foods consumed. Let me move it so you guys can see the screen. These are foods consumed if recommended on occasion or every once in a while. Going back to the analogy of carbs that have partners, most of the items listed on the screen are carbs with no partners, like protein, fiber, or fats. They're also called dumb carbs or fast release carbs because they get used up too fast, leaving the brain hungry and foggy. So with that all being said, that's all I had prepared for tonight regarding traffic light eating. I wanted to ask to the group, is it something that you guys might be considered trying out? Is maybe when you go to the grocery store, you kind of categorize it in traffic light eating, or is this something that's like a dead starter? Like, this is something I'm not interested in doing. Like, what are you talking about? So I kind of wanted to open it up for a discussion with the group and get your feedback and thoughts on traffic light eating.
I'll try it, but I might run a couple of red lights sometimes.
Yeah, and it's all gradual.
It's kind of hard because we're Filipinos and, you have
Yeah.
to eat rice. So
I know, that's true. Yeah, and for some reason the white rice is just considered a red light food, but yellow light foods, it's brown rice, and they also and then also like quinoa. Quinoa was a big one. It's something that I've kind of like gotten used to eating now as a supplement to rice. But yeah, it is. I agree. It's very hard, and maybe like it's all like slow and gradual. Like we talked about the last workshop. Like we don't expect you guys to like quit the red light eating. So,
Corchelle, I've been doing the smoothies, and they really fill you up.
Yeah. Wait, do you want to share with the group some things that you've made in your smoothie, like any recipes or maybe like feedback?
Instead of spinach, I did the kale.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'd eat it otherwise. And then I put like the blueberries, like frozen strawberries, and just a little bit of pineapple. And then I did the water and not the milk.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah. And then that's it. But it's been really good.
Yeah, I'm glad. And then did you find the overall process like being easy to make? Oh, Chloe, she just jumped off the bed. Did you find it easy to do, or was that like too time consuming? Like,
no, super easy.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I'm glad. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then anybody else like have any thoughts on the traffic light eating? Is anybody thinking that they don't like this concept and like maybe we should come up with new things? Like, let's get some feedback.
I like that terminology, traffic light eating. In fact, tonight I already made dinner and we ate broccolini and chicken.
Ooh, okay, green light food.
Stay away from, simple carbs and all of that. So that's excellent. And then I've been making smoothies, but I use a base that's from nuts and seeds. And I can't remember the name of it, but I just put the frozen fruit in just like the other gal said. And I use non-processed chocolate and use that dry peanut butter and add a little bit of honey. And I'm telling you, it tastes amazing. Oh. But I don't have any measurements. I just do it by sight. But the whole family loves it.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Oh,
that's excellent. Yay. And actually that brings me to our next topic. So let me segue to that really quick. So I wanted to quickly introduce to you guys the idea, going back to our last workshop where we wanted to talk about ideas to meal plan. I'm on the go, like what can I do and all that stuff. So here's the next concept. So we wanted to introduce to you guys today is mini meals. Mini meals like have the opportunity to you can maximize like plant-based proteins. So mini meals are great for brain health. As Dr. Sears likes to say, feeding the brain should be slow and steady. So let me go to the next one. To avoid sugar rush, we recommend not letting your brain run out of fuel, or AKA carbs. So nibbling on nutritious mini meals throughout the day can help stabilize blood sugar levels. It also stops from uncomfortable mood swings. So on the screen, I put some quick mini meal ideas together that you can use to maximize like plant-based proteins. And yeah, so those are kind of the ideas that I had, but I also wanted to open up to the group because that's something that we talked about at the last workshop. And I don't know if people came up with some recipe ideas or that they want to share, but that's kind of what I had, and that's the end of the workshop. So if there's any questions on mini meals and the idea of also grazing. So when you do mini meals, it's better to graze and to eat slow, and everything just digest easier. But is there, does anybody have any like recipes or ideas that they can help with meal planning in general?
I've been wanting to do it, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and maybe like mini meals could be like a good starter, because you can make a lot. You can obviously make like a couple like servings, and then like just pack into like little small like containers, or
So is it pretty much just like fruits and vegetables?
it's like it actually is like a whole dish, and some of the items listed on here can combines all 9 amino acids. So I can give you guys a more like detailed list and some ideas, and like what, like if you combine like legumes with like so and so, like what kind of things.
What is that? Is that a picture of toast and is that
Yeah, it's like
salmon? What
yeah.
is that? Is that an egg or is that
Yeah, that's I think I think that's like cream cheese, and then salmon with some like green onions on it. And then the other one is
that I could eat?
yeah, that looks, I mean,
Yeah.
that looks appetizing. I mean, even when I was doing the red light foods, I chose like some of the steaks that look so juicy, but just to make
What
it
type
more
of whole grain bread do you recommend?
Oh, so Trader Joe's has a lot of good like whole grain breads. I didn't list it there on the screen, but from Trader Joe's, I like to get their sourdough bread that's sprouted. It's really good for you as well. But
Okay.
that's my favorite one. And then I'll usually do in the morning I just toast it really quickly in the air fryer, and then put some avocado, and then I just put the everything bagel seasoning and lemon juice. But
And you can have cream cheese?
I don't know that you can have cream cheese. I just use it. I just put avocado spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Corchelle, I've been doing avocado toast every morning too, with that same like, everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's.
Ooh.
It's super, super good.
It's so good and like so satisfying, right? Like,
Yep. So good. And like when you work from home too, it's so much easier because you can do those little mini snacks and just kind of eat throughout the day versus like one big meal.
yeah, and it's just better for you when you graze, and then it's just better for your. That's another reason why we talked about the first thing that we talked about in the workshops was smoothies, is because it helps like improve your digestion system, and that's the same concept with mini meals and grazing.
So
Instead of
what
like,
do you graze every what is that? Every 2 to 3 hours?
yeah, you could do that. You could do that versus like having a huge meal in the morning and a huge meal at night. But yeah, you can kind of go by like every 2 to 3 hours if you wanted
Because I
to.
don't eat, I'll just drink coffee, but of course I mean, I don't have sweetener in my coffee, but I do have non-fat milk. So that does have sugar in it still.
Mhm.
But I don't eat anything until 1. But then
Oh.
once I have lunch around 1 or 1:32, I'm starving.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
that's
I think
another.
that's why I overeat.
Yeah, and that's another thing when we talked about the carbs and the partners, is that when you eat the fast release carbs and you have starved yourself like all day, that's the first thing that your like bloodstream goes to, is it wants to get those fast release carbs, and that can just make you all like foggy and like not like work well as a person, just because I can't like think of the right like names, but it's like coming to my head like. But yeah, so like when you starve yourself and you like don't eat properly, that's when it goes to the fast release carbs, and that's when you get all those like brain like fogginess and all that
That's
stuff.
when you start craving stuff.
Yeah, that's when your craving like activates, because your brain like relies on blood sugar levels and it doesn't make it itself. So those
And
are.
then that explains why I'm always wanting to eat everything I think of.
Yeah.
So I'll try that out.
Yeah, try it out. And then try it out. And honestly, Auntie Leah suggested a really good thing was ending the workshop with a challenge. So I don't know if you guys are up for it, but within the next 2 weeks, our next workshop is going to be the first Wednesday of May. So I do challenge you guys, and don't feel any pressure, but to do one day doing mini meals and then kind of just write like on a journal like how you felt throughout the day and like whether that was like worth your time or you want to look at other options instead of mini meals. But I do challenge you guys that, and you have 2 weeks to do it. You could just take one day to do it out of the week. But I do want to hear like feedback, and I also wanted to segue into future workshop topics as well. If anybody had any ideas or if they wanted to go back to a certain topic that we talked about and like maybe elaborate more, this is your chance to give me some topics and let me do my research. Just kidding.
Did we talk about bloating? Did you talk about bloating already?
No, I didn't talk about gut health that much. Is that
Yeah, maybe that's one of the topics I want to talk about. I have problems with my gut.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a very good one. Yeah.
I think that's we did say recipes.
Yeah, yeah, we can come in. Did anybody I know I talked a lot, but did anybody else like come up with any like cool recipes or something that they like to do right now? I know Chelsea mentioned avocado toast.
Or maybe reading the label.
Oh, the nutrition label activity.
Yeah, because I really don't understand reading that nutrition label.
Yeah.
I just look at the sodium part because I'm not allowed to have a lot of sodium. So, probably learning how to read the labels.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Yeah, we have like a mock-up nutrition label, and then we can kind of go over every little step
like
of
what
it.
you're allowed to have in a day or how many milligrams or whatever you have in a day.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. That's a good one. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Any other topics?
I think those are two good ones. The gut health one,
Yeah.
that's one, and the label. Yeah, I think we could.
Yeah, that would be a good combination, I think, as well. Because I know we like talked about it briefly here, but we can definitely go into that, and that could be like our main topic for the night, and then we can touch on like some gut health like foods. But if you guys do think of any topics and maybe you don't want to say it out loud, you can email me at makehealthyourhobby@gmail.com. This video is going to be up on YouTube as well to reference back. And then I also put on our website the presentation today. So you can look at the slides and like have it as a reference as well. And that's kind of it. That's all I have for you guys tonight. But any last minute questions? Anything that you want to say at all?
No.
Sweet. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. You guys are gonna if I don't have your email, and please put in the chat bar, because I am gonna do like a newsletter with all the information that we just talked about, and then more information of the launch event that's gonna take place in 4 months from now. So stay up to date, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.